What is going on, everybody? You know what it is. It's time for Trolling with Boyz4Life, and I got a special guest today. One of my homies. Where are you hiding, man? How are you doing, bro? After the season that y'all had, how are you feeling right now? I know we're a month removed from the Super Bowl and football, but you still got to be feeling some type of way.
Yeah, I'm definitely feel. Well, first of all, where you hiding, everybody? This is your boy. Where you hiding? And I kind of feel empty. I feel like we have some unfinished business, and I feel good about my team, but I really feel like, man, Jalen Hurts balled his ass out, and he really should have deserved that ring. That's how I feel.
No, from watching some of the game in and on and off, as the fan that I am, when Jalen Hurts, was it before the half where he fumbled and they scooped and scored?
Yeah, it was in the second quarter. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, okay, the Chiefs are back in it. The Chiefs are back in it. To be honest with you, when Jalen Hurts to that bomb to AJ Brown, I was like, fuck my life, bro. Fuck my life. Like this game's over. Like it's gonna be one of those nights. Another, how we stack the deck and somehow, they pull it out, but after flipping on and off, and then watching that Rihanna horrible halftime show.
Can we talk about that for a second? Rihanna was just singing hit after hit. It would be fine if she wasn't, pregnant and she could be able to dance.
But they had her strapped down to one spot the entire time.
Ugh, man.
Crazy. It's crazy. To be honest with you, I didn't even know she was pregnant until like a day or two after, when people were like, "Oh, she's pregnant." Da, da, da. I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, I guess I wasn't paying attention to the belly or anything, her rubbing her belly, but I was like, I didn't even know she was pregnant.
Don't feel bad. I got told literally this like 5 minutes into the show. I was like, oh, that's why she's not dancing.
Yeah. No, man, but okay, so it's the off season right now. I know you're feeling some type of way, and the Eagle, it's done, it's over with, and now you're looking at the draft, and you're looking at Bradbury's back. What's his name? Slay was released and then got brought back, right? Which, from after talking to Joey Shakes, he wasn't actually released. It was just a rework of a contract, which doesn't make sense to me, because if you aren't released and your contract is reworked, is there dead money there?
I would have to say no. I mean,
right? If you're not released, there shouldn't be any dead money at all, because you weren't actually released.
It would make more sense to release him and then sign him a day later. Yeah, it would, because it would save a lot of money.
Yeah, no, because that to me, if you release somebody, exonerating their contract like it's done, then yeah, you got your dead money, and then you re-sign them. So that's the confusing part for me, because there's dead money somewhere, according to Joey. So it's a little confusing for me. But you have him back. You have Bradbury back. Do you think CJ's coming back or not yet? Or you don't know?
I honestly think we're going to wait until April to get it done, because I don't think, this is going to be some. I know CJ's probably going to be thinking about this a lot. You know, what type of money am I going to take? What is it going to take for me to stay in Philly? Listen, man, be loyal. Be an Eagle. We have the best opportunity of getting back to that Super Bowl.
I don't know.
And I knew you were going to beg to differ.
I do beg to differ, because the Dallas Cowboys, They traded a 5th-round pick for what's his name? Gallimore.
Yeah.
They are creating all kinds of cap space right now. Like, there's no way that you mess with DeMarcus Lawrence's contract again. You let go of Zeke, right? Creating designating that to a post June 1st post June 1st deal or release, giving you what, 10.6 million, and then you mess with what's his name, Tyler Smith. You rework Zach Martin, giving you and giving you right now 23 million, right? And that's not including what's his name, Zeke's. That's not including that. So there's something there that's telling me, hey, look, the Cowboys are about to do something big here. Whether it's they're going to go trade out for a wide receiver, because you already know that's what we need. We're not going to go get a running back. We got Pollard.
Yeah.
More than likely, we're going to take the kid from Georgia, McKinnon. I forget what his name is. And every mock draft that I do, it's somewhere in the 4th, 5th round that I can take him. And even though I think this is me, this is my deal. For the Dallas Cowboys, if they take and go get a D-Hop or they sign for an OBJ, something like that, and you get a big-name wide receiver, I wouldn't be surprised if they take a Bijan Robinson in the 1st round.
Now, if you do get, like, you know, the D-Hop of your dreams, like, what round would you take a wide receiver? If you know, I mean, would you still take a wide receiver if you get, you know, a splash like that?
I would. So when I do my mock drafts, I take into account the D-Hop trade, right? So I mean, I don't do it on the site itself. I normally do 2 or 3 rounds, right? And more than likely, D-Hop is going to take, if it's D-Hop, it's more than likely going to take maybe a 3rd, maybe somewhere in the 2nd round, something like that. Now, if you just strictly go OBJ where it's a signing, then guess what? You don't have to trade anybody. You just sign him up, and that's where that money's coming from.
Right.
So for me, I'm going running back probably in the 1st round, or I'm going the kid from Georgia. But if I'm not getting my guard in the 2nd round, then yeah, I'm going. I'm maybe I'm going. What's his name from? I always draft him in Nathaniel Dell from Houston.
Okay.
He's a wide receiver that I can get. There's it's Steve. I forget what Steve Avala or something like that, but he is a guard out of TCU, one of the top-rated guards in the country. That's another guy. That's a guy right there that I'd be looking at 58 for us. And if he's gone before then, which every time I'm doing a mock draft he is gone, then I'm going to wide receiver. But
he's close to home too.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on your draft? I'm gonna minimize my screen, but I can hear you.
Let me see. As far as the 1st round, man, there's a whole bunch of ways to go. If we sign CJ, damn, I want a corner, but I don't know when to get one. We definitely need somebody on that defensive line for sure. But yeah, either way, we're gonna have to go defense here. Like, I think the offense is fine.
Yeah, no, and here's the thing. Well, see, you say offense is fine, and I agree. But I've been in some arguments with some other Cowboy fans that say, hey, Eagles are going to go this route. And I'm like, no, there's no way, because I've already learned the pattern of what the Eagles are going to do. You're more than likely, for me, this is just me, what I think. You got Bradbury back. You got Slay back, right? I don't think you're going to go safety in that 1st round.
And here's
maybe at 30, but not at 10.
Here's another kicker here. Here's another kicker here.
What's up?
I said this on EC1's channel. Well, somebody said it, but anyways, we're not drafting linebacker in the first round because we haven't done that since 79.
Never done. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. But go ahead.
I was gonna say you're gonna go in the trenches. You're gonna go offensive tackle, offensive line, and look. And I'm not trying to base any of this off of a mock draft. It's just what I know prior of past drafts and what y'all have done outside of drafting Devontae Smith. A lot of the stuff is trenches type. You just lost Hargrave.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you re-up there? Kelsey's getting older, right?
Maddox.
What's his name? Brandon Graham, right? He came back on a 1-year deal, but you know what? He's getting older.
Maddox is always getting injured, so we probably need some insurance there.
So I mean, I get it. Avonte Matt, you look at corner maybe, but to me, the way I think that the Eagles work, it's trenches. It's got to be a tackle or it's got to be a defensive lineman.
I agree.
And then that's where I'm at with that. I maybe if Bradbury walked, I can see you taking a corner. But if you sign both your guys back and you have Maddox, even though he's hurt here and there, I don't think you're wasting a first-round draft pick on a guy who's going to be substituted in case someone gets hurt.
And let's keep in mind we have 2 first-round draft picks.
Yes. But we're talking about number 10 right now because that's your closest. So I don't see anything outside of tackle, and I don't see anything, or not tackle, but either offensive line or defensive line. I can't see, knowing how Howie drafts and what y'all take as priority, because corner is never, linebacker has never been a priority. What, safety? Not really. Not at 10. None of that has been really priority other than trenches. When you have a high draft pick like that, it's more than likely trenches unless you need a wide receiver type caliber player at the time, which is why you traded with us and moved up and you took Devontae Smith that year. Yeah. And the year before that was what, Jalen Reagor, because you needed another wide receiver. You needed that wide receiver at that spot.
You just had to say the name.
Yeah, I know. But he didn't pan out, which is why you took Devontae Smith. Imagine if Reagor is halfway decent from what he was. I don't think you go Devontae Smith in that draft. I don't. I think he actually becomes a Giant. Imagine Devontae Smith in Giants colors. That would have been funny.
Oh man, you're making me barf tonight, man. Ooh.
What is Bothers saying? Draft running back and tight end and trade for a wide receiver. Is he talking about the Cowboys or is he talking about y'all? He's got to be talking about the Cowboys.
He's got to be.
Because I'm with him. Drafting a running back. I'm with him on drafting a running back. And in the second round, for me, I got to go offensive line. Tight end. Look, I'm going to tell, I'm speaking to Duke right now. For the tight end spot, nobody is looking at Dalton Schultz right now. Nobody.
And if you're talking about from the Eagles' perspective, running back, no. Tight end, no. And wide receiver, maybe the later rounds, because Quez Watkins, he was a huge part in why we lost that Super Bowl, because, he just didn't run all the way through the route.
Yeah, no, sorry. My damn dogs are over here. I barbecued some food. I made some, quarter chickens, so thigh and leg, and my stepdaughter didn't eat all of her, so it's just sitting right there on the counter, and my bigger dog's crying, asking for some, so
nice.
I had to go do that real quick, so because I was like, I can hear him crying through my headphones. So, but yeah, no, as far as tight ends for y'all, running backs, you already signed your running back, your tight end. Yeah, y'all aren't like the Cowboys where y'all need another tight end out there, 12 personnel. Y'all are good with the one. And what was the other thing you said?
Wide receiver, we're probably looking at slot wide receivers, maybe in the later rounds, like the third or fourth, maybe even deeper.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I honestly do not think.
And I also have to point this out. We lost Pascal, Driscoll Pascal, whatever.
Yeah, where did he go?
I forgot where he went. I think he went to Jacksonville or something like that.
Tight end is very deep this year. You can afford to go O-line early and still get a quality tight end. Yeah, I mean that's perfectly fine. That's why I'm going offensive line. Here's my thing. And I've been saying this. For me, if Bijan Robinson falls to you at 26, take him. Take him. But that's with the mindset of you already have your wide receiver in place. You know what I mean? You already got your D-Hop. You already, or you're going to sign your OBJ. That's it. You got your wide receiver, right? You what?
No, I was just looking at something.
Okay. No, but that's with the mindset of you got your wide receiver already. So, okay, let's go get a running back at 26, which makes more sense, right? Other than drafting him at number 4. Even though Zeke was a monster, right? But 26 is a better number because right now that's what we're in need of is a running back. So if you go out and get yourself a wide receiver in free agency, it allows you to go and get your player of need and then in the second round still go get your offensive line that you need. And then in the third round, because this wide receiver core is so deep, you can still go out and get you there's a guy that I'm looking at. It's going to be a reach in the third round, but I don't see him making it to the fourth at where we're at, is Trey Palmer. He's a wide receiver out of Nebraska. This kid, he just, to me, he just jumped off at the table where his speed and his hands, it's nice. His route running ability, it's awesome. So for me, that's where I'm at this point with the Cowboys. It's because you don't see something like tell me when was the last time you saw what's his name? Jerry Jones make a move like that for a caliber player like Stephon Gallimore, and then rework 6-7 different contracts to get you to where you're at right now in salary cap to make a move for somebody? Never, right? Never. So that's got to be telling that something's coming. Something's coming.
So let me throw you a little bit of an oddball here. With all those needs that you've mentioned, do you see you guys trading up in the draft?
This is what I was saying. This is what I've said before. And Cowboys Twitter just nips it in the bud. No. This is what I've said. If you go out and get your wide receiver, right, you go out and get it, you're going running back because that's your position of need at that point on the offensive side. Because for me, you got to agree. With adding Gallimore, that defense is basically set. Yeah. That defense is set unless you add a Nolan Smith out there with that speed. That's the only, or the kid from Pitt. Those are the only two on defense that I'm looking at if they're there at 26. But knowing the Cowboys and where they prioritize their defensive tackles, last year we got what's the kid's name? Our second round pick. I forget. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Parsons and then Smith. I think his number 54. I forget what his name is. Came from Ole Miss. But you got those two guys at edge, right? Young guys. Do you go edge again if Nolan Smith is there? I don't know. So if I'm the Cowboys and I feel like I need a running back with my offensive line, and I feel like Bijan Robinson might get traded, or not traded, but might get picked up before 26, I'm trading somewhere. Sam Williams, there you go. Thank you, Duke. Samuel, I know his name. I just was drawing a blank. What I'm doing is I'm taking my first, maybe a fourth or a fifth, something, and I'm moving up 6 or 7 spots to get my Bijan Robinson. That's where I see the Cowboys trading up. Not jumping up early in top 10 or top 15, because I don't see Bijan Robinson going in the top 15, even though he is the best running back, the best running back in this division. I see him somewhere in the late round or the first round. And if I'm just the Cowboys and I'm like, you know what, I don't feel comfortable waiting at 26. I'm set at wide receiver with D-Hop, and I got CeeDee Lamb. I'm set at my quarterback. You know what? I'll wait. I got that Tyler Smith. I got Tyron Smith. I got Zach Martin. I have Steele if he signs he signs his contract.
Okay, but if you don't have D-Hop yet, do you wait still?
Well, okay. So if I'm the mindset of the Cowboys and I'm in that war room, right? My mindset is I know whether I'm going to get D-Hop or OBJ or I'm not. So that's where that plays in. But if I'm Jerry and I already know, and I'm going into the draft knowing I'm going to get a D-Hop or I'm going to get an OBJ, I'm going to go and trade up for my running back because I know I'm going to get my other guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where I see all that. That's where I'm coming from. Is if they make certain moves, then they already know something's up. They already know, all right, I'm getting my guy that I want. I've also heard the name Jerry Jeudy. Now, the Broncos want something around the first round, early second round. That's what they're asking for Jeudy.
What?
Yeah, that's what they're asking for Jerry Jeudy. First round, early second.
You're acting like this dude's top 5. Ugh. Anyways,
maybe in the right system he is. In the correct system, he can. I mean, if he's the number 2, you know what I mean? If he's the number 2, why can't he be a top 5? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with Bradbury. Bradbury was the number 2 corner, and he's one of the top corners in the league. Why? Because he was going up against number 2 wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So, Duke Butler says Bronco receivers just say no. I mean, I mean, Jerry Jeudy has been in an awful situation since he got drafted.
Yeah.
Imagine him coming to the Cowboys with Dak, with CD, knowing that he's going to be a number 2 with Gallup. Not even a number 2, but there's 3 number 1s yet again. You know what I mean? 3 number 1s. So you got 1A, 1B, 1C. So and Dak is known for spreading the ball around. So it's not like he's going to come over here and take back seat to 2 other guys. The ball's going to get spread around, and it's going to be hard for defenses to double team a CD, double team a Gallup, which you don't got to double team a Gallup, but then try to double team a Jerry Jeudy, and then also deal with a Tony Pollard. That's going to be tough. And then whatever running back the Cowboys go get, that's going to be tough to deal with, defensive wise.
How do you feel about the Gilmore trade?
You what?
How do you feel about the Gilmore trade?
I was surprised. I was at work, and I was like, oh, the Cowboys acquired, I read it as the Cowboys inquired about Stephon Gilmore, meaning they went out and they researched, they asked about him, and then I opened my Twitter again, and I was like, oh shit, they acquired him, not inquired. I was like, oh shit, we got Stephon Gilmore. Oh crap! I'm at work and I'm like freaking out, and I was like, oh, I wish I was at home right now so I can do something on it. But it was like, yeah, whatever. I'll get to it when I get to it. But yeah, man, like when I saw that, and I was like, and for a 5th, not even for our 5th, it's a fifth compensatory pick, meaning
That's
it
a
was
fleece.
given to us. It was
That's
an
a
extra
fleece.
pick that we gave off, and we got him for that.
That's a fleece.
Yeah, I'm like, man, like there's a kicker in there somewhere, but when you have teams that are willing to just give away players, top players like that, they're looking to make cap space. That's what it is.
Or maybe ego is involved somehow.
Maybe, but more than likely, it's you're trying to absolve that cap. You're trying to get the cap space to do what you need to do, which is what the Cowboys did last year. They needed the cap space for whatever reason, right? And they got rid of Cooper. They got rid of Cooper because that was $20 million on the cap each year. So they got rid of him. It's over with. It's done with. So now we're at where we're at. So
yeah,
the Cowboys we were what 20-something million, somewhere around there, over the cap. We've cleared up $45 million, which puts us at 23 and some change. And then you still have Zeke's $10 million post June.
Oh my God!
Put you at 33. Yeah.
The last play of his career was him getting pancaked.
Oh man, that's Kellen Moore for you, man. I mean, what do you think? I mean, the play the year before where Dak took off running for 14 yards and slid. Like, I mean, that's his.
It would be awesome if you put a poll up. Which last play of each season was dumber, that one or the freaking one from this season? Now the cat is just woken up. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I had to get my last beer.
At least your cat is not meowing at you.
No, my cats are in the garage, and then my dogs aren't even here. I don't even know where they're at. So I'm hoping my son is passed out asleep with his mother upstairs. So yeah. But no, man. So we've been talking about the Cowboys for the past 28 minutes. So I need to hear about your Eagles. I need to know your thoughts, like your roller coaster of emotions with Slay getting released and coming back. You find out Bradbury's coming back, and this whole CJ Gardner-Johnson thing going down. And then I need to know, like, what are your feelings on what Jalen Hurts being more than likely he's going to get his contract done this year, right? And you're looking at somewhere of upwards of like 50 mil a year, like Patrick Mahomes type money.
Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned the Hurts contract. What I really want the Eagles to focus on the most before getting to that contract is getting CJ signed. We need to figure out a way to get something done, and then we worry about all the numbers with the Jalen Hurts thing. Just get him signed. Get CJ signed.
But so because CJ is going to garner a lot of money.
Yeah, he is,
especially for y'all. Even though we see what the market is for him for safeties right now, for him being the NFL interception leader and all that, you're looking at somewhere in the $17-18 million range, right?
Either way, somebody's going to budge, either Howie Roseman or CJ. If Howie Roseman wants to keep this guy, he is actually going to have to pay this guy like a large amount of money.
So then what happens, you give him that money, and then what happens when it's time to pay your quarterback and you ain't got enough money to pay him?
It's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
You know what I mean? Like, Jerry Jones ain't all full of shit.
Yeah.
You got to pick you got to pick at what spots you want to give your money to. You know what I mean? And I get it. The salary cap's a myth. You can rework all kinds of shit. But there's no way in hell if I'm CJ, and I don't think CJ would do this either, he goes in with a big contract, gets his money, and then his second year where it actually hits, because, you know, more than likely your first year, it happens all the time, it's not a big drain on the salary cap the first year. Why? Because most of it is signing bonus. Yeah. Same thing with the quarterback. More than likely, Jalen Hurts' massive deal. The first year is not going to be huge, not going to be a big old chunk on the salary cap.
They usually tell us the second year is.
Yeah, it's the second year where that happens. Why? Because most of the time, that first year when you sign, more of like 80% of it is all signing bonus type shit. You know what I mean? So, bro, that shit. So have you been seeing what's going on with all that? Yeah.
Old Cowboys.
Yeah. Bro.
But as far as Jalen Hurts, though, I don't really think he's a selfish guy. He just wants to win. I don't think he's going to take a lot of money if he doesn't, if they're trying to be like saving money. He's not going to look at the Eagles sideways like, okay, I don't want to play for you guys anymore. I request a trade.
No, I don't think he's going to be like that either. But at the same time, I honestly think he wants to get paid, and he's going to get paid.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's going to be like, oh, give me 38 mil. No, give me 45. No, this dude's going to want to make bank.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very difficult to when you got to pay him 50 mil a year, right? From a second year on, and you got no one else to pay. But at that point, because guess what? So you got to pay him, but then at that point, Kelsey's probably gone. Mailata's going to be there, right? He's going to be there in the middle of his contract. You're going to have a lot of prove-it type guys because you have all these older guys still playing. Jason Peters may or may not be there in a couple years.
Yeah.
He may not be there.
Released him too.
You what? Not Jason Peters. Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson. There you go.
And
Lane
Jason
Johnson.
Kelsey.
And Kelsey, right? Those two guys may not be there in a couple years.
Yeah.
And now you got contracts up for guys that are on prove-it deals, which helps y'all out, but you don't know the magnitude of what their play is and what they can do because they've been sitting behind Kelsey. They've been sitting behind Lane Johnson. They've been sitting behind Mailata. And then who's your left guard? Samalu, right? So there's a whole bunch of things like with the Commanders. They're not going to be able to re-sign all 5 of their guys that they have on defense. Their top 5 defensive linemen. They're not going to be able to re-sign. They just re-signed Allen for a lot of money. They're not going to be able to re-sign all these guys. So, like for me and for what I see with the Eagles, it's going to be a pick your battle of who you're going to give money to.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
We'll probably go team-friendly route. Is that Garfield, the orange cat?
His name is Philip.
Philip? That's funny. My wife bought 2 cats, both while we were together. One when she was living at her parents' house, she came home with a cat, and I was like, "Why the hell did you buy that?" Oh, because I want a cat. And then she came home with another one. They both live in the garage. One is named the black cat is named Twix, like the candy Twix, and then the other one is named Marshmallow. Those are those 2, and then
nice. I
got my Yorkie. That his name is Milo, and then my dog Ranger. Now the Yorkie, I told her, we didn't need another animal. I was just like, no. Don't bring that dog here. I'm going to treat it like shit. I'm going to kick it. I don't want it here.
I thought you were going to pay her to not do it.
and then he got here, and that's my baby, man. Like my dog, like I love my dog Ranger, my big dog, but Milo, that's my baby, man. Like don't mess with him. I tell my even though that's her dog, and he pisses her off, I'm like, leave him alone. Stop it. Leave him alone. Milo, come here. I protect him. It's
nice.
It's hilarious. Yeah, it's funny because my big dog follows my wife around, and then my Yorkie follows me everywhere. And I bought my big dog, and she bought the Yorkie. But they follow. They switched up. So okay. So I want to know about the Eagles. So you have pick 10 and pick 30 before
31.
or 31. Is it 31?
Yes.
Okay. For whatever reason, every mock draft that I'm doing, they got y'all at 30. I don't know why, but they got y'all at 30. So, well, I think it's because there's only 31 picks because the Dolphins forfeit their pick.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. Now
okay,
yeah, that makes sense.
So that's why. So, so you got pick 10, you got pick 30. What are you expecting the Eagles to do, knowing that they signed Bradbury, knowing that they brought back Slay? You're still up in the air for a safety spot. You brought back your running backs. You signed Penny. You have your quarterback. You got your wide receivers. What are y'all looking at doing at 10 and then 30 if you keep that 30?
There's so many things we can do with that 30, but to start out with the 10, I really honestly think let's go defensive, somewhere around defensive tackle. We did lose Javon Hargrave, as you mentioned earlier, to the 49ers, but I think that is honestly where we should go. And then for the 30th pick, I don't know. I would probably look forward to like trading that pick away and probably getting more picks in the later rounds, because I don't think we pick in the 4th and 6th round this year.
Y'all don't?
No, because of the Saints.
Oh, okay. Okay. I wasn't sure. Yeah, no, so you don't, so
I'm uncertain about the 30th pick is what I'm saying. But as far as the first round, the first pick that we have, I would go defensive and maybe defensive tackle, something like that.
And then with the 30th pick, you would like to trade that back to get, and look, and here's my thinking for y'all. And this is what I'm thinking. If y'all do trade that 30th pick away and get a couple of 4th rounders or whatever, this cornerback class is very deep.
It is.
And y'all need, I get it. You signed Bradbury, you signed Slay, but they're up there in age. You need to get younger. So why would you not then select? So there's a guy out of TCU. His name is Hodges.
Mm-hmm.
That at pick number 90, when I do 3 rounds of draft,
yeah,
he is always there. I'm not saying he's going to be there in real life, but Hodges out of TCU, he's a great corner, physical, bump and run type guy. Perfect for the Cowboys. Perfect corner all around. Like I mean, I like him, and then that's where I'm. That's for me. If I'm going Robinson in the first round, if I'm going guard in the second round, and I already got my D-Hop or I got my OBJ or I got Judy, whoever it is, I'm looking at Hodges out of TCU, the corner.
Well, you literally just said it earlier. Like you literally gave me a reason for why I should trade back, because the draft is really deep, and I really feel like we can find a corner in the second round.
Yeah, no, I mean not even the second. You could even go third round where you can get a top draft pick.
Yeah, but it's kind of risky waiting that long, though.
Yeah, but there, like I said, there are guys out there. There are guys out there that are top kind of corners that you're gonna get in the just because, again, not everyone needs a corner. You know what I mean? There's gonna be teams that do not draft corners whatsoever. So I mean, you got a couple guys out of A&M. You got a couple guys out of TCU. You got a couple of guys out of Syracuse, Maryland, like Alabama. There's lots of corners out there that you can go out and get, even if you wait in the third round. Don't got to necessarily get one in the second. But I get what you're saying. You want a guy that you feel comfortable with, that has a better expectation in the NFL than what a 3rd, 4th, or 5th round does. I get it. But no, man, look, we got about 15, 20 minutes left. What else do you want to come on here and say? Like, you're my guest. I want you to do some talking. I want to know, like, what you got for the Eagles, like what you think's going to happen this year, the schedules that can. I think we're playing the AFC East this year, like Buffalo and all those guys, like this year. Like, that's who we're playing this year. Like, that's why like I talked about last year, and I said I looked at the schedule and I was like, we went 12-5, but we didn't play no one. This was a cupcake schedule. Everything was just, it was easy. Next year we got the Dolphins. And the Dolphins are no slouch.
Yeah, they're
no slouch. They're reloading the clip, man. We got the Dolphins. We got the Bills. We got the Patriots, and who else? The Jets. Like, last time we played the Jets, we lost to Sam Darnold. Now they got Aaron Rodgers out there.
The Eagles are so great. We've never lost to the Jets. Anyways, we do have the AFC East this year. So we got everybody from the AFC East, but here's the kicker: we get the Chiefs again. And it's because y'all won the division, they won their division, so you get one team out of the AFC, and then you get one team out of the NFC that you're not playing. So you got the NFC that we play each other. You got the NFC. We just played the North this past year. No,
it's the West. It's the West this year, right? We're playing the West this year, right?
We played the South last year.
We played the North last year because we had Green Bay. We had the Lions. Oh no, y'all played the Lions. Y'all didn't play Green Bay. Yeah, we had the South. My bad. We had the South. We played Green Bay. Y'all played the Lions.
No,
out of the North.
You're talking about the NFC North?
Because that's what you said, the NFC North, didn't you?
I said AFC North. I was
okay. We played the AFC North. Yeah, this past year. Yeah.
We played the AFC South and the NFC North. Let me put it like that.
Last year, right?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah. So this year we have the NFC. We have the NFC West and then the AFC East.
Yeah,
that's what we got this year.
We can never beat the Seahawks. We haven't beat them in 15 years.
I mean, I don't know who they got this. Well, look, to me, I think. I mean, even though you got you got your guys back, you got Kelsey back. You have who's the other side? Oh, Fletcher. Dude, I don't understand this.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Fletcher Cox, I get it. A 1-year deal. He did it last year. He did it this year. He's going to do it again and again and again until he retires. But if I'm Boston Scott, all I'm living off of is freaking 1-year deals with the Eagles.
And it's only 1.2 mil this year.
Every year, dude. Every year. Like, all it is a 1-year dear.
When are you going to extend me? Like,
yeah, when are you going to extend me, or is there another team where I'm going to get a multi-year contract somewhere else?
Because Boston Scott is low-key a giant killer, man. Like, he's been here for us.
Yeah, dude, and the Giants are making some moves.
Yeah, they are. I'm not too impressed. They still have to get some wide receivers.
No, that's true. Because I mean, yeah, they can run it back with Slayton, but Trayvon Diggs locked that down. And then, Sterling Shepard was nothing when he had OBJ. And now he's supposed to be the number 1 or the number 2 with Slayton out there? Nah, homie.
I'm drawing a blank with this light-skinned dude who really shined in the playoffs. I forgot his name right now.
For the Giants?
Yeah, for the Giants. He's this light-skinned wide receiver. I forgot his name. He showed up big time against the Vikings in the first round.
Hold on, I'm going to look him up. So their wide receivers are Isaiah Hodgins. Okay. Well, that was easy. But okay. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, so hold on. Let me look at something. Dallas. Cowboys 2023 schedule, which is not out yet, but they have the teams that they're playing. So Washington, we got the Cardinals. We're going to win. The Giants, we're going to win. We got the Eagles. We got the Rams. Because we're playing the West. The Rams ain't shit. The Rams are going to get dominated. I'm sorry. The AFC West is just going to get straight dominated. Except for the Niners. The Niners are loading up. They got your boy Hargrave.
Yeah.
Seattle, we got the Patriots, we got the Jets, the Dolphins, the Giants, the Eagles, the Niners, the Bills. Okay, the Panthers are going to be nothing. We got Detroit, who's losing their guys left and right. And we got I'm sorry. Looking at this schedule, Washington, that's 2. Cardinals, that's 3. The Giants, okay, you know what? Okay, whatever. That's 2, 3, 4, 5.
Maybe you shouldn't sleep on the Panthers. They did get Miles Sanders. I think they're about to get another.
Yeah, but one guy, you don't even got a quarterback.
They're about
and then you're going to count on a rookie quarterback? I don't think so. With the suspect defense? I don't think so. I don't know. And the only reason why Miles Sanders went there was because of Deuce Staley. No other reason.
He also went there because he wasn't getting the load enough in Philly.
Well, I mean, Philly wasn't loading anyone up on the running back side.
Because we're a running back by committee.
Not just that, you're a running back quarterback. That's what you are. Your quarterback cannot throw, so he takes off running. That's what he does. If you look at all his stats as far as passing-wise, he was in the bottom half of everything when it comes to passing. Yeah. But the guy's dangerous in those RPOs that you got to account for that, which helps him in his passing game. Take out those RPOs, take out all that stuff, and have him be a pure drop-back quarterback? No. He's going to be like Dak Prescott and be ass. Because Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts is 2.0 Dak Prescott. Look at what Dak Prescott did in college. RPOs, took off running, all that kind of crap. They changed Dak to where he wanted to make him be drop-back quarterback and go through his progressions and read, which he can do, but he's better when it comes to what Jalen Hurts does. So if you have him do what Jalen Hurts does, Dak Prescott will fucking thrive.
So he's a 2.0 Dak Prescott, but he already has 2 playoff wins in his career.
Okay, listen to what I'm saying. The Dallas Cowboys, that coaching staff, made Dak Prescott into a pocket quarterback, which he's not good at doing, he's not comfortable doing. The Eagles coaching staff did not turn Jalen Hurts into a pure pocket quarterback. They developed plays. I mean, you saw it when he got hurt against the Bears. He already had 17 rushes under his belt. When has Dak Prescott ever touched 10 rushes with the Cowboys? Not ever. Not ever, right? And that's because they turned him into a pocket quarterback, which he is not. He is a Jalen Hurts type player. So if he would do what Jalen Hurts does, if he played that way, things would be very different. But they're not, because the coaching staff made Dak into a pocket passing quarterback.
He said, last time I checked, Dak has never played a Super Bowl. Well, to be fair, he did go to the Super Bowl.
He did, which I was trolling someone on that the other day. They're like, oh, Jalen Hurts has been to a Super Bowl. I was like, last I checked, Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott have been to the same amount of Super Bowls. You're delusional. You're tripping. When was Dak Prescott ever been in a Super Bowl? I don't know, man. He was at the Super Bowl this year, accepting an award. So I know he was there.
Being a Cowboy,
fuck that, blah 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 blah. Like, the dude went off.
Like, you know what? Being a Cowboys fan, I'm surprised he didn't say Tony Romo has been to 2.
Yeah, right.
And speaking of the Super Bowl, I guess everybody wants to hear the story about me crying, right? Or the reason why I cried, right?
Oh yeah, I mean I saw the
The live stream.
The video of you crying. But yeah, tell the story, because I was actually thoroughly excited and happy. I was like, oh shit, the Eagles lost. I was like, hell yeah, bro.
Let me check on my boy Whereyahidin, make sure he ain't in his feelings.
Yeah, and then I saw you crying. I was like, there's no way. Ain't no way this dude crying. Ain't no way homie's crying right now. I was like, this dude's crying.
Like, I really thought this team was going to go all the way. This was like a team that was destined to win it all. That's what hurt me the most. I promised this 11-year-old boy that we were going to win this Super Bowl in front of his face, and they didn't come through for me. So all of that culminated, and I was like, man, because I remember seeing my first Super Bowl, like he's seen his first Super Bowl, and I'm like, yo, yeah, I was the same way when I was a kid. I cried for every Super Bowl. Losses, wins, man.
Every Super Bowl as a kid, like for the Eagles, you only went to one.
Yeah.
You only went to one.
Well, I mean, thanks for clearing it up for me, yeah. But anyways, yeah, every Super Bowl I've ever seen, I cried for, whether we've lost, won. Hopefully I don't have to cry for the next one, because I hope it's a blowout. I hope the Eagles, blow out whoever they're going to play.
So, and so people get pissed off when I talk, right? And I talk Super Bowls and talk all that stuff. And I have a face that, I look like I'm 22, 23, 24, around there. And I get guys that sit there and tell me, oh, you've never seen a Super Bowl. You don't know what a playoff run is. You don't know this. You don't know that. And I'm like,
you were talking about this last night, too.
Yeah. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure about that? Oh, you've never seen. I was like, are you positive you want to go down this road? Oh, you ain't never. I was like, homie, like guy, like. So and see and here's the thing, I don't sit here and I say, oh yeah, like I've been around, like I don't sit here and say, yeah, I've watched 3 Super Bowls, I've seen the Cowboys win. I don't say those words, right?
Yeah.
I'm very, very particular of what I say, so that way you can't come at me and say, oh, you said this and then third. No, I didn't. So I choose my words very carefully, which is why I say I've been alive for 3 Super Bowls. What are y'all talking about? And no one ever checks me on that. You know what I mean? Like, no one ever says anything about me, like, remembering a Super Bowl or nothing. When they hear 3 Super Bowls and I've been alive for 3, they stop. They shut up. They don't say nothing.
Yeah.
I've been alive for 3, but in 92, I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
In 93, I was 5. 2 years later, I'm 7. That's when you kind of really start remembering things. So 7 years old, I was 7, and we beat the Pittsburgh, the Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we beat the Steelers in 95. So that's the one I only really claim and I talk about. Yeah. I don't talk about the other 2, even though I know very well what happened in the other 2. I just don't talk about them because I was 4 and 5 during those 2.
Okay.
So that's how I get around what I do, and that's why I can check people, because of the way I say what I say. If I said, oh yeah, 3 Super Bowls, I remember seeing the Cowboys win 3. Oh, how old were you in the first one? 4? No, you don't remember shit. Oh, how old in the second one? 5? No, you don't remember shit. 7, that's a different story.
Yeah.
You're closer to 8, 9, 10. Like that's a little different. Yeah. Not 4 and 5 where you're like, I don't, even though I very well could, because I could research it and look it up. But I know, because growing up, I remember watching, my dad has the 92 Super Bowl Cowboys, and I remember like just always popping in the VCR, like rewinding it and then watching it all over again, rewinding it, watching it all over again. Because as a kid, that's what I did. Like I love the Cowboys, and that's what I would do. We just rewind, watch it, rewind it, watch it again, rewind it, watch, and I would spend hours doing that.
So I got something to say about the people who are claiming titles who've never seen their Super Bowls. So I have this theory. Like, you have to know the starting 22 in order to claim those rings. You have to absolutely know them by heart, I don't care if you got to see them. You just got to know exactly every name and every title that you claim. That's my thing. If you've never seen those Super Bowls or never witnessed those Super Bowls that you're claiming, you got to know your starting 22.
At 7, I couldn't tell you my starting 22. I can tell you my big stars, but we did have it was me, Notion, J-Tuck, and someone else, and it was Cal, and I want to say it was me, J-Tuck, Notion, and another Eagles fan, and we were and no, it was 3 Cowboys fans and then Philly Notion, and he was doing Cowboys trivia, and they were talking about the last Super Bowl, which is 95, and he was asking like, who was the MVP of the last? I was like, Larry Brown. Knew off the top of my head. You had J-Tuck and someone else. They didn't remember. They were like, who's the quarter? They were like, who's the quarterback of the? Not that they couldn't remember, but they weren't quick to answer. They're like, who's the quarterback? And I was like, I want to say it was O'Donnell, which it was. And then they're like, who was the halftime show? And they're like, and I was like, Diana Ross. And it was fucking Diana Ross. Mm-hmm. Like, there was so much stuff that didn't pertain to football that I knew.
Yeah.
That just, I mean, I'm like, look, you can sit here and talk shit all day that I was too young, but I'm over here remembering shit that the older guys are not remembering.
Speaking of halftime shows, I'm still mad that y'all were in the Super Bowl where Michael Jackson was in. It was one of those 4. I can't remember which one, but one of those 3. I mean,
it was probably 90. It had to have been 92 because 95 was Diana Ross, unless he was there.
I think it was the first one.
It had to have been 92. It had to have been 92.
Best halftime show ever. Nobody beats Nick.
But all right, man. We're already up here close to our hour, so we're about a minute off. But I appreciate you, homie, for coming on here, talking to the Cowboys, Eagles, what you think is going to happen, what I think is going to happen. Guys, people in the comments, Whereyahidin, I have his YouTube channel in the description. So please go to the description, find where it's at, click the link, hit his like, subscribe to him, hit the like button for him, get him some subs. Whereyahidin, other than YouTube, where else can they find you, big dog?
They can also find me on Twitter at Whereyahidin. They can also find me on Instagram, Denzen Your Name Is. And that is pretty much it. You can also find me on Twitch, which I don't use very much, but I will. Anyways, yep, that's where you can find me.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, we had a fun time here talking Cowboys, Eagles. I appreciate Whereyahidin coming on. You know, he didn't cry too much today, but but we had a good time. And look, I got to put your boy on blast here, which I do at the end of all my streams. But Whereyahidin, I appreciate you for coming on, dog. I hope we can do this again. It was fun. We need to do this. We need to do this after the draft. I don't know if you're doing anything for the draft, but I'm going I already requested the day off, so I already know I'm going to be home streaming the draft. So if you want to come through, hang out for a little while, you're more than welcome to hang out. Which the draft is April 27th. It's a Thursday.
Yes,
so if you want to come through and hang out, and then my birthday will be the week before that, on the Thursday before that.
Nice.
So I'll be turning 35.
I'll be turning 32. I'm a Scorpio.
Damn it.
But
I'm right on the cusp of Aries and Taurus. So like, because I'm the 20th. Some maps say that I'm an Aries. Some maps say I'm a Taurus. Just depending on how you're looking at the scope of everything. I claim Taurus just because I have more traits of that. So that's what I do. But guys, everyone, appreciate everyone for stopping by. We're going to head on out. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Brad.
I have never in my life felt so uncomfortable. Jesus Christ. Anyway.